Hello, and we're back. I have to do another intro because the machines they don't like us. But anyway, the good news is not much was lost. Um, and pretty much the party after dealing with the reporter was able to get in contact with the dwarves that were spying on them. Unfortunately, the dwarves were a little bit aggressive. They were trying to kind of like intimidate the party. Party didn't back down. They eventually were like, "Well, we'll take you to our leader, but you have to put these bags over your head." And the party agreed. They were brought on a cart, a train, and now they're miles away from where they were. And they're about to meet the leader. So here we are. I suppose I should probably move some tokens onto the map for you guys. That would probably be helpful. So yeah, that did I miss anything of importance? That was very brief, but we didn't miss much.
As far as I know, I think we're pretty good.
Well, I did threaten to stuff the dwarves in the sack.
Yeah,
You did do that.
Before they're like, whoa.
There you
And
go.
I also tripped over my own 2 feet and did not notice that the dwarves were there until they had surrounded me.
Yes, you did roll in that one on the perception check. That also happened.
Yes.
But that's okay.
Besides that, and yeah. Now we're here with the RuneScape dwarves.
My favorite kind.
Yeah, so funny enough, actually, one of them is a World of Warcraft dwarf at the top.
What?
And then at the bottom, one of them is a RuneScape dwarf, and the rest are all. I want to say they might actually be Pathfinder sprite.
Yeah, no, they're Pathfinder.
I just went through the through the things on Roll20 and was like, I need some generic dwarves.
Do you mean the tokens? Are you talking about the token ones, or the ones at the top?
Yeah, the token ones at the bottom.
Yeah, it's
the ones at the top. Like I said, they're all RuneScape dwarves, with the exception of the one I believe World of Warcraft dwarf.
No, those aren't. No, the ones at the top aren't World of Warcraft. I don't know. Maybe
one of them is
EverQuest, unless you're talking about like Warcraft like 1 and not World.
I don't know.
It's not World. Yeah, World of Warcraft. The graphics are. I mean, classic WoW's graphics are bad, but not this bad. WoW's dwarves have like way bigger beards.
Well, okay, I pulled it from somewhere. Actually, you want to know what it might be from?
EverQuest?
It might be from that dwarf mining game. Anyway, the point is that we're getting copyrighted for stealing art from major game corporations for me to provide.
As you do,
not major games for you all.
I mean, fucking.
We can deal with the ethical dilemmas in the future,
or never.
That's more ideal.
I was just gonna say, like, did we like, is it Pathfinder technically public, like, Creative Commons?
Yes, but RuneScape isn't.
No, yeah, it might be the EverQuest dwarf. I found a bunch of them. They're very different.
No. It's definitely. But anyway, that's not important about the FBI breaking down my door for
breaking down your
dwarf. My door to arrest me over dwarf sprites from 2003. But yeah, so you guys are there. There are 4 of them. They look like bodyguards. And the one in the middle. So they remove the bags from your heads. and the one who it looks like a RuneScape dwarf gets up off of his seat, walks, takes a step forward, and says, "I apologize for all of the formalities here, but unfortunately, I'm needed to be in hiding for the current situation." He says, "My name is Yam, and I am the leader of the union."
Well, it's nice to meet you, Yam. The name's Cinna.
And I am Blair Audina.
My name is Lunu the Night Stalker, but you could call me Lunu. You don't have to say that.
George, knowing like most guys who go by Night Stalker are usually serial killers, George just looks at him like, "Why would you choose that name?"
It was the name of a detective who investigates vampires. It was very fun.
No detective in their right mind would go by that.
Why would they?
Does George also introduce himself?
Goody George, friend.
Highs or lows?
I can't. I'm losing my composure to Lunu. Like, why?
Maybe Luna will go through an arc and change their last name to something else. You eventually like it like depends on like how dark Lunu is. Like things start to go really well, and things are happy, and you change your name to like Dayflower.
God.
But Austin, highs or lows?
Hi, can we get retired? I'm sorry, Connor.
It doesn't seem as if any of these dwarves are familiar with your legacy. I think I pretty much do half and half for most of these. I think it's only been once that someone knew.
Yeah, I mean, George was so like, if I was legendary, I'd probably have more reputation. But like to.
You also have to remember, like, Aethervathy's kind of closed off from most of the world until recently.
I also want to say that George was a loser, so like, I'm open about that. George is a fucking loser.
I don't think so. I think George is a valued member of the team. Now, whether or not the entire team is the problem, now there's something we can get into.
What do you mean? I could never be a problem. I don't name myself Night Stalker in the middle of a crime investigation.
It's the name of a detective, you uncultured swine. Read the book.
These guys that read the book, you sound like a serial killer.
No. There are plenty of serial killers that would by that name.
Name 3.
George
does. Night Stalker and Night Stalker.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people go by that name.
Why would they go by a great detective's name like that?
Because then they'd never think that they were evil, obviously.
They murdered ladies and thought it was cool.
Did you ever consider that it's just a set of 4 siblings, and 3 of them were murderers, and 1 of them was a detective? It is a last name.
Right?
The detective's partner, who they were married to, was one of the murderers the entire time.
We're really into this fucking, like, there's a fucking Dark Night Stalker lore in this fucking world.
Hey, look, I didn't put it into the universe. I'm just gonna build on it.
Well, we're already building upon the fucking serial killer fucking documentary.
So Yam says, I want to begin today's conversation by saying that I had nothing to do with the kidnap of Count Maze.
Prove it. Also, I roll insight.
I'm also rolling insight.
Same.
Same. What can I
Same
say
as it ever
except
was.
I roll insight.
Oh, thank God.
A dirty 20.
Dirty, nasty 20.
So, you all aren't 100% sure. Connor, you definitely get the feeling that if he did kidnap him, he might not be acting in this way. He probably wouldn't have wanted to speak with you guys. He'd probably just be sending off a list of demands. But you're not quite sure if that means that he wasn't involved. Austin, you're pretty sure this guy did it.
I knew it.
Let's
Tell
cast,
the truth.
let's cast Zone of Truth on him. Make him admit his crimes.
No, you
Alright.
guys, just calm down. You didn't do it.
Yeah, you ain't worth the spittle slot.
All right.
He says,
What's the spell slot?
I mean, he says, the funny thing about Zone of Truth is you just shut up for an hour, you're fine. We're here to have a discussion as equals, not interrogate one or the other of us. As for proof, I don't have any, and that's why I've asked you all to be here. I figure if I share my information, maybe we can work together. And if you do find the Count, I want you to turn him over to me.
What'd he do?
He says, well, we just want to make sure that the Count agrees to terms that benefit the people who are actually going out into the mines and working every single day, not somebody trying to be a monarch, despite having no legitimacy.
Fair enough.
All right. So
He says, "I'll you bring him to me, and we'll put pressure on him to support Bubbles or whatever. I think that's what you guys want."
Yeah,
How are you gonna be putting pressure on him exactly?
He says, "We'll make him sign some documents. Then he can go home."
So you're asking us to kidnap him for you?
I say, "No, we're asking you to rescue him, and then hand him over to us."
And then deliver him straight to the people who want to kidnap him.
He says, no, we don't want to kidnap him. We want to protect him. As well as equally all of the citizens of Nevermire. And we're in a unique position here to really ensure that people who have not been treated fairly finally are.
Yeah, you're in a unique position, all right, to get 4 adventurers who are completely disconnected from you to kidnap this guy for you.
Says, yes, you spelled it out almost correctly. Like I said, you're not kidnapping him because he's missing. You're saving him and then putting him under our care for the good of the people of Nevermire.
Can we group huddle for a second here?
Yeah. You guys can group huddle.
Give us a moment. No peeping. Cover your ears. I'm slowly turning not into a pirate. All right.
So they want us to kidnap this guy. Or isn't that going to cause another international incident?
I mean,
I don't know if it's going to be an international one.
A national
but-
incident.
Oh, National Institute. Yeah.
But
Or,
first off, I
yeah.
feel like we need to hear what the terms that they're looking for are. Because, first off, one of the benefits that we get is they get them to back bubbles. But if we find them, we save them from danger, then we can just convince them to side with bubbles anyway, right?
Or whatever else we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So-
if they are going to be an ass about it, we can definitely just do what they ask and have them back bubbles. It is a how do I put it?
A monkey.
A monkey's it's a how, the word is
paw?
escaping me. Not even a monkey's paw. No, it is a if they do not join if they do not back bubbles, then we inform these guys. If they we get to do our job anyway. So it's no harm, no foul, basically. At least in my
I
book.
suppose so.
I get what you're saying, and I'm all for workers' rights. But I feel like as long as we don't get the short end of the stick, I'm trying to find out a solution where we don't get the short end of the stick here. Because if we bring him over to them, with the knowledge that they're going to threaten him, then there's a good chance that he just comes out and says that the Friends of Bubbles also conspired to kidnap me or something at some point in the media.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
We don't need that.
It would be bad PR.
Wait,
Yeah.
we would definitely keep it
how,
around.
how respected do we know the union is?
Roll me. I guess roll me a history check.
Can we all roll history?
Sure.
Alright.
Okay. More chances.
History. Let's see if George's memory is as
16.
It's so weird seeing a crit, but the number isn't 20 or higher.
Yeah.
So cursed.
No, God, yeah, no, my rolls are shit today. Fucking, again, the night faces have taken in.
Me and Connar are the two highest.
So, Connor, you know that the union is definitely seen as favorable in Nevermire for like the workers and that kind of stuff. It really just kind of depends on where you go, and that most other places don't really see them as good. Funny enough, they do probably have a good amount of support in Ormos. Ormos is that same similar kind of stuff, but in terms of the count and the people with a lot of money, they don't like them. And they definitely are very antagonistic towards each other. But in terms of popular support among the population, they're actually perceived pretty well.
Alright, and at the end of the day, the people are going to be electing. Hopefully, maybe.
So the consortium decides, and this is something that was mentioned before. If the consortium can't come to a unanimous decision, then it goes to a popular vote.
Okay.
And there are a couple of rules about that I don't need to necessarily spend 20 minutes boring you guys about. But note that most people right now are assuming there will be no votes, and that the consortium is going to pick somebody.
Okay.
So the possibility of there being a popular vote right now is seen as very slim. Although there were some things that you could do to maybe try and force that to happen, if you were interested in trying to go down that path.
Like killing
I'm
the
sorry.
entire
Could you repeat that sentence again?
consortium.
What did you just
Like
say?
you could try and like force a vote. That's because the consortium needs to be unanimous. If you could theoretically convince one member of the consortium that even if everybody agrees who's best, it's still best to have a vote, a popular vote, you'd only need to convince one of them to do so.
Right.
Because it has to be unanimous. So if the consortium can't unanimously agree, it goes to a vote. Most people are saying that that's probably unlikely, that they probably will come together and do a vote. And that really what it probably is if the consortium can't decide between 2 or 3, then they put it to a vote and roll the die. But theoretically, if they all agreed on one candidate, and let's even were to say it was Bubbles, but you felt that going to a vote was better, you'd only need to convince one candidate to throw in their lot with, the mer person, the monkfish, Barbados. You only need one of them to dig into that particular person further to be a vote.
Right.
And in order to be on the ballot, you have to have one of the consortium members backing you. So the most amount of people that could be on the ballot is 5. And there are more than 5 current candidates.
How the fuck did that happen?
You assassinated one, technically. I mean, you didn't kill him. You beat up one and threw him in prison.
One of them.
And then the other one is hasn't been selected because his count is missing.
Right. Well, weren't they just select viscosity anyways?
That is a thing that most people are saying is probably going to happen. But as you can see, there are some people who are trying to make that not happen.
Yes. Also, question: what's the V coin price today?
Let's take a look. It's going to be really funny if it's something crazy,
Oh, please.
and you guys are too far away to do anything for.
Wait, what do you mean too far away?
We're not in town.
So right now it is one V coin is worth half a gold coin, so it's a little bit more than it was the other day, but not by much. I think last time it was like 3 or 4. Now it's 5.
This is what we should do, right? Genius idea. We have the Count fake out the public and say he's going to back viscosity. But then we tell him that after doing this, and after the V-coin price raises up, then he really backs whoever we want him to back instead.
That is completely allowed. Good luck. More than likely, you get the feeling these dwarves are not going to back that plan.
Oh, you don't need to give them over to the dwarves. I'm sure we can convince them. Blair punches her hand.
I think let's just keep things simple.
Yeah, so at this point, Yam speaks up and he says, look, if it'll help make your decision a little bit easier, we can scrounge up a little bit of funds for you. 300 gold for his safe return. And we'll want Bubbles to make a public statement in support of the union, and then we'll ensure that the union and this Count backs Bubbles, or honestly, anybody else. Maybe if you want us to heavily support somebody else because you think we're not as good, we'll support somebody else. Again, we just need to make sure that the Count isn't in Viscosity's pocket.
All right, that sounds fair.
So we both agree on that. We both don't want the Count to be in Viscosity's pocket. I just need to make sure that we don't gotten any type of fallout with the count, maybe like turning tail or something, or like being a turncoat after we bring it up to you, like saying, "Oh,
Well,
I
we
was
will
actually
give
kidnapped."
him the opportunity to.
All right.
Yep, no, that's
You get the feeling once they get him, they're not letting him go. Basically, he's gonna have Union bodyguards for the rest of his life.
Okay.
All right, you just need to make sure you have doors of V coin out.
He kind of looks over and kind of like spits on the ground and says, "That stuff's a trap. It's propaganda used to incite greed in the masses
I
to
mean, you're
support
minting it, so go ahead and sell it.
viscosity."
I mean, you're not wrong, but
did it cause you to lose one of your wives?
Mine. One of the George is like,
George invested in Vcoin once, and it made him lose his wife.
oh, my wives are gone. I had many wives. Now they're gone.
It's true. It could happen to you.
He says, "Look, any wife that leaves her husband because he's investing in crypto money, I say good for her."
That this is a man
Well,
of
fair
my
enough.
own
I don't
home.
have any wives, but I do have 1,000 people.
This
He
is sad.
says, "I'm sure they'll make good paperweights someday. Thank God they're not digital,
Mm.
because then they'd be worth even less."
Blair
Okay.
just like you
So,
can
as
see-
part of the agreement, give us a chance to have Blair sell her Vcoin before we get that open endorsement out.
He says, if you guys want to make public statements after you hand them over, there'll probably be a little bit of a gap. The union won't come out and back anything, but we'll give you a little bit of time to, get ahead, make your announcements to the press and that kind of stuff.
Well, that sounds
All right.
good.
That's fair enough for me.
Yeah, no, I'm sold.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know what we should do.
Now he says, if you all wouldn't mind, and he points over to the sacks again.
But wait, hold on. We came here to have a conversation. You said that you had some information on where he went.
He says, "Yeah, I'll provide that to you in writing, but I guess I can go over it with you now." And he pulls out a piece of paper. He says he was spotted walking alone into this particular mine shaft, and he walked over and he hands you the paper with the more details. It has like a map and that kind of stuff where he was seen. He says that behind his palace, I guess he kind of says it with like a little bit of disdain. Um, there is some mines that lead into some pretty dangerous territory. We don't know why he left his estate. No one was seen following him. So we don't know if he was possessed, if he was being chased. We just know that he was seen there going in this location. And so the best place to probably look for him would be there. Unfortunately, with us, our movement is very much limited right now because there's a target on our backs, which we're used to because there's always a target on our backs. But this is definitely a lot more than usual.
I see.
Do you have any other questions for him?
Oh.
I am considering membership. Where would I sign up?
Says, have you ever worked the mines before?
No.
He says, well, you pay the fee, and you're in. He gives you an application.
Cool. So
I have a question. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
So if I join, do I have to be blindfolded if I come here?
He says, yeah, even normal rank and file members need, like, we don't know who is who's working for who. I'm sure you guys, if offers haven't been made to you, they will be in the future. Unless you're well trusted. Yeah, you're gonna need to keep the blindfold on.
Understood.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have curiosity, just a personal question for you. Which candidate do you like the best that's currently on the ballot?
He says, I have a general dislike for every single one of them, for one
Really?
reason or another.
Which is the one you dislike the least?
He thinks about it for a little bit, and he says, I can't. I mean, I know viscosity is the one I hate the most. I guess it's probably a tie for the rest of them. At the end of the day, we're still gonna need to be mining. We're still not making the money that we should be in order to thrive. It could be a dog for all I care. If it doesn't
Huh?
change,
I have good news.
so far none of them have made any statements in support of the union. So I don't see like I should feel the need to give my approval to any of them.
I can't wait for us to elect a dog.
Can we elect a dog? This is a great idea. We'll make that the candidate from Nevermire, and then he'll win by popular vote because everyone loves dogs.
True. Alright.
Alright, I think that's good. We think we can leave.
Yeah.
Onward!
Onwards and outwards. And
So, like, while we're
So
blindfolded and stuff, do they have like conversations, or is it like fairly silent on the way out?
yeah, no, it's fairly silent. You can technically talk to them. So obviously the main guy stays behind. You're not 100% sure, but you're fairly common. There's at least 3 dwarves with you. They're probably not the same dwarves that were here. They're probably different ones. But there's at least 3. But they're not really talking. But you could talk to them.
All right. Okay. So I guess like I'll just try and like make small talk while we're like being blindfolded and carted out. I'll be like, so I genuinely need to know, what's the atmosphere around here? What's the general mood in this county?
He says, recently it's been pretty bleak. Since it seems like viscosity's influence was gonna greatly expand here, and all of our efforts to stop it uh, seem to be failing. But we haven't lost hope yet.
So is it just the union that's trying to push back against viscosity, or is it like the general townspeople? Are there any other groups here that might like be on your side?
Uh, so he says that uh, look, man, I'm just a rank and file. I know that the people support us, and that's all that I care about.
All right, fair enough. It's always nice to have the people support.
Do you ask him anything else?
I'm trying to think about something, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Probably fine.
Hey, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I have not ever had to pay taxes. What do I fill out for bucks 12?
Wait, what are taxes?
Yeah.
You pay taxes?
So they like look over and they say, maybe you shouldn't do this blindfolded. But you only need to fill that out if you're like gonna be working the mine. It says here that you just want to pay dues and show solidarity. Do you actually want to work the mine?
I mean, if the opportunity is there.
He says, okay. And then he starts filling it out for you because you can't see anything. He says they're just going to deduct a little bit of money off of each of your paycheck. And then the feudal society drains almost all of it. But the union tries to claw back most of what we can in order to get them to invest it in things like infrastructure and healthcare and that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's not too bad. So
No, it's quite repressive.
I mean, this is neat. Lunu has something else he can do during downtime now.
yeah.
He's going
We'll
work
work in the
mine.
mines,
Yeah,
work at the
oh,
child
my
mines.
Sweet innocent baby working mines.
You could be a canary.
Yeah. He says. He says, well, I mean, you're about the right height, so it should work out. He says, now,
Thank you for your
obviously, you're not going to get any of the good positions because you have to work full time, like coming in as like a part time miner. You don't get pretty much any of the benefits because you're just part time. And also, obviously, like if there's a strike going on, you're not allowed to show up at all.
That is fair.
I love if I had to clarify the benefits thing. That's hilarious.
Look, I asked a question as a gag, and I got an answer. And to me,
It
that's
wasn't.
just good. That's good world building.
Yeah, that's all what this is. It's just world building.
Oh, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is
I was already thinking about when you asked to join the union. Well, okay, what does that look like? That's what I live off of, is stuff like this.
You're getting a great sneak peek at how all this works. Except instead of it's not really sneak peek because we're like blind, but same difference.
So you guys arrive. Oh, did you have any other questions?
No.
Not at this moment.
All right, so you guys arrive. You get off. They unblindfold you. They let you off pretty much in the same exact alley that they picked you up in. And they say goodbye and they leave. Almost immediately.
Oh no.
The other Simic hybrid that was not the what appeared to be the local cop comes out from the shadows. The guy's smoking a large cigar. He's got kind of like a baggy overcoat kind of thing on, but underneath it you can see that his clothes look pretty nice. And he pulls out an envelope. And he walks over to Cinna and he hands you the envelope. Do you take it?
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. He takes a long drag out of his cigar, doesn't say a word, and just starts walking away.
What's it say, Cinna?
First off, can I investigate and make sure that it's not full of anthrax?
Yes. Roll me a medicine check.
Would you actually give us an anthrax letter?
I made you lick a frog and it almost killed you.
You know what? That's
17.
my immediate response is, no, of course I wouldn't. And then I was like, oh, wait. Yeah, it doesn't appear as if there's any, like, foreign substances on it.
Wow.
And you're pretty sure it's not trapped either, in terms of, like it's not big enough to do any damage.
And there's no magic on it either, right?
That you wouldn't know.
Magic awareness, I'll use one of those.
Yeah, there's no magic. It seems like it's a completely normal envelope.
Alright. Fucking weirdo, I'll open it up.
So it says,
Your weed card.
yeah. It says, LOL, there actually was anthrax. No. It says, if the count is dropped off safely to this location, the reward will be 2,000 gold and 2,000 V coin.
I have a
And
question.
there's a location of a warehouse here. The letter, although it doesn't have the official stamped seal, it looks like it's got like a symbol for viscosity. It's not official. In part, you're thinking because they don't want it to actually like be able to be traced back to him. So you guess that technically there's a possibility that this isn't from viscosity, but it seems like this guy is handing out to people looking to investigate, being like, "Hey, we'll dump a ton of money if you turn him over to us."
Wait. First of all, how much did the dwarves offer us?
300 gold.
Man, that sucks. Alright, here's the thing though, right? If these guys don't have him, and Viscosity doesn't have him, who the fuck has this guy? Also, question, my beautiful friends. Do you
driving the
do you
plane?
guys want to pull off something fun?
I'm always up for some fun. So, like, I want to, like, get the exact wording of this, right? So it says, like, if the count is dropped off here, how will we get the money?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, no, it's
If someone's there with the money, I have no problem going up there with the count and then just, like, smacking him over the head, taking the money and leaving.
Speaking Cinna, you're so brilliant! Great minds think alike!
idea.
And we're just turning the count over to the dwarves after the fact!
I have a better idea. If you would like to
Mhm.
hear it.
Yeah? Go ahead.
Is why not both?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we turn it in. We collect the reward first. We take our count back. We give it to the union.
Yeah,
That's
I think that's
exactly
what
what I'm
Cinna was
thinking.
saying.
Let's go.
yeah.
If they come here to make a deal and, like, they'll give us the money, we take the count back and we go over to the union. Then we can do whatever we want with the money. We can disperse it around, like, maybe help the county a little bit. Maybe use it to invest in ourselves. Who knows? But
Seeing ourselves
we
is a
get-
great idea.
we get double the money.
Also, we can dump our V-coin before it potentially crashes. Well, the best part is
Yeah,
this is-
because you got to remember, if you get 2,000 V coin and then something really good happens to viscosity, that's going to have a really big bonus. If all of a sudden the count goes back up. I'm
Mhm.
saying.
thinking of ways to make this work, actually. We could make it seem like he's going to make an announcement for Viscosity. Oh, he's going to nominate his candidate, right? Everyone's going to think it's Viscosity. Maybe even Viscosity will think it's Viscosity. And they'll all be hyping up this announcement. And then we sell right before the announcement saying it's not Viscosity.
You like decorate like the hall that you're doing it in like viscosity's like family colors.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. To sell it to everybody. Just to sell the fact that it's going to be Viscosity. And then we just Dump it all right before and run away.
By the
with
way, Viscosity's family colors are green, black, and purple.
I won't
Oh,
lie.
that's
He's got good taste.
I'll give him that.
Mhm.
The green, like, yeah. Those are pretty great colors. I think this is a great plan for once we're all in agreement about something. This is a historic occasion.
Well,
Let's-
the first thing we gotta do is get our bargaining chip, right? I mean,
Yeah, we have
get
to
the
go
count
safe.
safe.
So you have two leads. You have the wife lead, and you have the union we saw him go that way lead.
Yeah. So I want to go up to his castle. We're still looking pretty neutral, I would say.
Yes.
I want to go up to his castle, ask his wife if she's like notice anything. Ask her if like any of the staff were around that night, and figure it out that way.
Yeah, I think it's a great plan.
Let's do
My-
it.
Let's go.
I am ready.
All right. So how do we get over to his house?
Oh, it's well known. You can just travel there. It's within walking distance.
Okay.
You can technically rent a cart to get there faster.
By the way, I call up Basil on my sending slate. Hey, Basil,
Yeah,
honey.
it's been most of the day. He can meet you up.
Basil, meet up with us at this very, hopefully not suspicious castle.
So you guys arrive. It is a large, intricate building built into the stone wall. You once you arrive, you see Basil standing out in front of the gates with a frantic-looking butler trying to be like, no, I don't know who you are, small child. And him being like, no, I'm supposed to be here.
He doesn't know he's a dragon either.
No.
Oh. I run up to Basil. I have a like a light fills my eyes. I'm so happy to see him. I run up and I give him a hug and embarrass him in front of everyone.
Yeah. He goes a little bit red.
What's the point of being a parent if you can't embarrass your child?
Exactly.
So the butler says, yes, are you, and he kind of looks at all of you, his guardians?
Well, that's no, just me, technically. Well, I am his legal guardian and his mother. And look, it's a long story, okay? But it's just me. But we are all together, yes.
He says, and
At least not yet. I mean, not or never. I don't know. Look, it doesn't matter. Stop asking questions.
Why do you deny our love?
Austin, highs or lows?
This is the longest
hi.
relationship I've ever been in.
So he kind of like looks over all of you and he's like, he starts to say, so who are all of, and then he locks eyes on you, Austin, and you see very, very briefly his eyes dilate. And he says,
Can I help you?
I know who all of you are.
What?
You're the great pirate captain, and that means that you're his new crew, the friend of Bubbles.
What?
What?
And he comes up and he starts frantically shaking your hand, George.
George,
He says,
realizing. I'm sorry.
he says, I'm such a fan of the era of pirates that you were in. I read all of the stories about you.
If George could blush, he'd be turning pink. George, usually his eyes are like a faded green glow. They glow even brighter as the first time in his long, miserable life, people have acknowledged him for something.
He says, "You must all be here for the investigation. Someone of your historical stature," he like puts his arm on your shoulder, taking their time out of their busy day to help these poor townsfolk get their leader back. And he starts to cry.
It is truly inspiring.
And he leads you all inside.
Blair's so confused. Blair's just like, man, I've really done a bad job of promoting myself in my band if now George is more popular than I am. I really do a better job networking.
You don't have the old rustic charm anymore.
No, I definitely don't.
Or
Apparently.
any charm.
Austin, did you feel like you've got an opportunity to maybe ask the butler a couple of questions as you're going through?
Yeah,
Do you have any
I'm wondering
questions that you want to
old
ask him?
is this, like, appearance-wise, how old is this butler?
60s. Simic hybrid human, so pretty old. Maybe
So like,
even young 70s.
So a youngin', if you will. It's just like,
Mr. Butler, if that is your real name, when was the last time you saw your master, the Count?
yeah.
He seems to not hear the question, and he keeps talking about pirate stuff to George. You're kind of following.
Okay. Oh, did you hear about about the quadrupled oh my god. The quadriplegic killer with a Q. He managed to slaughter many people, but other than having peg legs and book hands.
He proceeds to give you even more knowledge about it, and specifically how it relates to your life in ways that you didn't even know.
Oh, so I did have a reputation.
He leans into you and he says, "Some people think that he's actually Night Stalker number 2, but that's not confirmed. We don't know that information." They could be completely different people, but there was some definite crossover between the two of them that it could have been the same person.
Wow, I'm becoming a much better.
It's hard to believe that we've never caught that one.
Well, we actually have the Night Stalker number 1 right here. Isn't that right, Lunu?
No, Luna's number 4.
There's number 4. He's the run of the litter.
He was number 1.
He was number 1.
Triple Quiller. He took a lot of liberties with that name. Mostly its pronunciation. Speaking of legacies, you seem to be living it up in this swanky house there, but chum.
He says it pays for my hobbies. The work's hard, but I've been working here since the Count's grandfather. That was when I was hired on, so I know the ropes now, and even if I'm not as fit and spry as I once was, my knowledge of how to run the household is invaluable.
Hey, don't let that stop you. I'm way older, and I'm still got a pep in my step.
He says, "Not everyone can be a legendary pirate captain. Some of us are just normal people."
Some of us are just NPCs.
George, it looks like you had seawater in your face.
So, what did they actually say about me in the history books?
The
old tomes.
He goes into again details about your life that you didn't even know.
George the coward bedwetter.
He definitely like there are things that you did that you remember doing that he hypes up more so than what you did. But you also he's not giving like just a purely like sanitization point. He talks about your like crew like betraying you. He talks about some of the failures that you had, and but he always like passes it off as being like, no one wins at everything. It's just so amazing. Like it's almost as if like he's met like a historical figure that he grew up liking a lot and learning a lot about, and now all of a sudden they're an undead corpse standing next to him, and he gets to ask him all the questions.
Wow.
And
literally what's happening.
Yeah, and so he's going through it with all of that information. You could maybe sneak in a couple of questions about the count if you would like. You can also be like make stuff up about your legacy and be like, hey, this is stuff that I don't think got recorded down in history, and this guy would probably go with it, and it might be in communities enough to spread it around.
George proceeds to tell him the most boring story. It's exciting.
Look, at least I'm not named the Night Stalker. Anyway, George. Allegedly. Anyway, George, talks over here, dude, but he's also like, so, I'm more surprised the Count let you have a interest in history. Was he a historical buff himself, or more of a guy sleeping in class?
He says, "Oh no, the Count was always interested in the local history. What he needed for it, but he would never go off into the more dramatics of the adventure on the high seas. That was never for him. It was always about running a nation here. And we live in a time and where new people are going to be added to the history books. In fact, I'm sure your new chapter is being added right now as we speak, and I'm happy to be able to be there and see that."
Well, I'm just wondering if this guy also thinks in a worldly manner. I'm just like winking to the party, like, what else? You guys could like go up to George and whisper to basically tell him, like, hey, if there's a question you want me to fucking ask him, tell me, and I'll tell him.
George starts like winking.
Is there something wrong with your eye, man?
Hey, so did we already ask him like when he last saw the dude?
I tried.
Yeah, like speaking of the
Yeah, he ignored Blair's question.
Yeah, no. Where is the old? Where is that ghost anyway? I haven't seen him. I haven't seen your the Lord of the Manor since.
He says, "Oh well, I weren't you here to help investigate his disappearance?"
Yeah. Do you know where he was last seen? We're here to help you, but
yeah, he says, "Well, so the mistress, the lady of the household, was the last to see him before they retired for bed. So the last I saw them was me taking away their nightly tea, and excused myself for the evening. They could, of course, have called me at any point." But it wasn't until much later that the mistress called me to alert me to the fact that he had not returned and to summon the guards to go look for him.
Interesting. Real good. By the way, where is the lady of the house now?
He says, "I'm bringing you to her."
Okay, go ahead. First impression, like, real quick, what's the gal like? Before we talk to her.
He says, "She's generally very friendly, at least to me. She's obviously distraught with worry, so try and go easier on her."
Of course. This is a very delicate situation, and my friends and I are very delicate people.
Mhm.
Shake the bitch down. I'm kidding. I did not say that.
Yeah. He says, she is from a wealthy family from the deep. One of the big trading families down there. She married into the family, obviously, for political reasons, as is all noble marriages.
True love.
He says, so, she technically doesn't come from a noble household, being from a merchant family, but the merchant families from the deep, such as Viscosity, being the most well-known of them, in many ways can even outrank nobility in some places, such as here, or let's say Ormos.
Okay, fair enough. Before we go, where we discuss the status of the Lord with the missus. One last question about myself. Are any of my old crew? Do you know what they wrote about my crew before I kicked the bucket? Allegedly, Reek.
He laughs very loudly. He starts to cough a little bit, and then stops himself. He says, "Well, most of your crew got what was coming to them. They were captured and brutally murdered. But in terms of counts, your crew at any given point, we've only, at that point, only 50 people were killed. Your crew was much larger than that at its peak. At this point, there might be a couple of elves, some of the more long-lived races might be available, still alive, but even they would be.
Hang out here. They wouldn't hang out here, right?
He thinks about it for a little bit. He thinks about it and says, "Oh well, no. I mean, there's a huge population of elves in Aethervathy. Most of them have converted into simic hybrids, so you might not even recognize them. They could be walking down the street." He says, hypothetically, and you never know if they've, especially like if their face has been modified by the the transformation, even their voice, their smells. It's almost as if they're being an entirely new person."
George, you hear that? Your friends could still be around.
Oh, goody.
Great news.
You're not alone in this world.
Oh.
But again, it'd have to be like, unless like, one of them were to suddenly find the way to gain immortality.
I mean, look, it's probably been a few years. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, they're not gonna hold a grudge against old George here.
He says, "Oh well, I mean, I do know that when they were executing those 50 that they did catch, each of them cursed your name right as their last breath. So, assuming the others had that same level of hate, yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that could probably, go for thousands of years, let alone the couple hundred."
George, what the fuck did you do to your crew?
We'll talk about it outside after this.
The guy turns around and says, "I'm so glad you asked." And he talks about, and like he's like, it was really a genius plan to, skim money, retire early. It would have been legendary, and only someone as smart and as intelligent as the great pirate captain Gutless George could have come up with. It was unfortunate that it was just through sheer chance that his pirate crew found out. Austin, in the back of your head, you're thinking of all of the mistakes you made in the process of setting this up. And you're like, oh, yes, all of those very obvious things that gave me away. So glad it was just sheer chance that they stumbled upon it.
Yeah, no, it was more like open, like him acting like a jerk because he was the quote-unquote captain.
Yeah.
He was just the guy who ran away first.
Just a really bad boss.
Yeah, no.
Wait, if I may ask then, is there we've recently learned that there's a possibility that our friend here may have had an offshore bank account during life. Something about, it's called the 2-piece. Do you know anything about this?
He gets excited and he's like, oh yeah, that spawned a whole new pirate age. Some pirate found it. It was another very famous pirate, and he goes into it for about another 10 minutes. You get the feeling he kind of slows down and he's talking about it, so it takes you longer and longer to get to the room. The more questions you ask. Huh?
What was the name of the pirate who found it?
He says, yeah, no. I was gonna say like Gorilla Bee, like Gorilla Bee, like Scruffy. Although Martin in the chat here of Chimpy P Taffy is also very good. Ooh, we got Gorilla Bee Loofah.
Gorilla Bee Loofah.
That's pretty good.
Wait. All we have to, you hear that, George? All we have to do is find the legendary 3-piece. Gorilla Bee Loofah's own hoard mixed with yours they stole from your previous offshore bank account. You're rich. Imagine the interest that's built up.
Wait, can we use that money to destabilize V-Coin?
Yes, we can make our own cryptocurrency. We can call it Bitcoin.
Good. George Coin.
Yes.
Anyway,
an entire generation of people.
I was waiting for one of you guys to put out the option about being like, what if we just started printing our own currency? Apparently, that's allowed. The funny thing is that it isn't.
No.
Viscosity's got special coinage privileges
we can
because of his station. So if you wanted to start printing your own coins, you could do it, but it'd be super illegal.
Okay, when we get into the inevitable Viscosity boss fight, we'll loot his corpse and steal his coin license. And then we'll make our own cryptocurrency.
Anyway, let's go see the lady. I don't want to imagine people still being mad at me.
Don't worry, George. We'll find your treasure one day. It has to be out there. We'll find Gorilla's hoard.
I don't want to be the guy who's also still mad at me sitting on the gold pile.
Well, I do, because he's sitting... Well, more so I want to meet his gold pile, but that's besides the point.
So you walk into like a parlor area, sitting on one of the couches, holding a glass of wine, and looks to be holding back tears, is a drow simic hybrid, who she's got like a crocodile tail, and she's got the skin flaps that a lot of the Simic hybrids have, but hers look like they're covered in crocodile scales.
I swear to God, if the entire joke with this character is crocodile tears, I'm going to shit.
Well, she is crying crocodile tears right now.
I like
And,
to roll insight.
I'm
yeah,
rolling insight too.
This is all out of character. George will roll insight. I'm gonna see if George can recognize a full screaming widow.
Yes, he can.
Oh yeah, no.
Austin, you have to go to the bathroom because they're crocodile tears.
George is like, excuse me, I gotta go out of the room for a moment. You guys can talk to her. He also whispers into Luna, "Don't believe a word this bitch says."
Luna gets
No. Yeah, you don't actually need to read that. It's just so I'm happy I made it fairly obvious and the rolls backed it up. This person, she's definitely actually inebriated, but she doesn't seem very actually upset about the situation. It does kind of look like she's putting on a little bit of an act. She kind of quickly also realizes that you guys realize, and she kind of puts the glass down, wipes up her face, and says, "All right, yeah, I'm not really worried. He's a jerk, and if he ends up dead, that's fine by me, but I didn't kill him."
I didn't say anything to you, but okay.
You just got here. You just being obvious.
She's like, I can see on your faces, you don't believe me. It's not worth the time. I've already told everybody everything I know. It's common knowledge. What do you want from me?
George,
wait, is this
the truth?
No, she could either be. Yeah, she's very much either telling the truth or she's lashing out. Very much.
Okay, let's get one more insight in there.
Yeah, no, this is very much her telling the truth. I don't believe her. She's a rich broad.
Why are you so mean to rich women?
No, I'm a pirate. I stole from rich people.
He's like,
all the time.
technically, I mean to poor women and poor men and rich men.
And poor women and I was mean to a lot of people.
Wait, what am I? Oh wait, yeah, broke. Not for long though, with my incredible Bitcoin investment.
That's a downward spiral, my friend.
Wait, Basil, how much Bitcoin did you buy when the dip happened?
He says, I lost count.
Oh no.
His math scores, he can't count very high yet.
Oh, please tell me.
So you feel like that could mean that it's anything like 25 and above.
There's no way he's know how to count the 25 by now.
Huh?
There's no way he can't count 20 past 25 by now when he's been in school.
No, but he may have just not counted above 25.
God, yeah. Well, we'll find out once he sells. We'll see.
Basil, why is mommy bank account empty?
Twitter games.
And I put most of my money in Bitcoin. Oops.
Yeah, he got a hold of the sending slate and bought a bunch of customizable birds for Flappy Bird. No, I'm just kidding. I won't make Flappy Bird canon in your game, Connor. I'll leave that up to you.
It's canon.
God damn it. This is a disaster.
So yeah, she's like, "Do you have any other questions for me?" I feel like you guys probably know more about the situation than I do.
Well,
No one would tell me anything.
Well,
all right. So
I mean, we just kind of blurred. Well, you just revealed a very open secret. I gotta ask though, where was the last time you saw your hubby?
Says the same thing that I filed in the report that you all got. We were getting ready for bed. He said he wanted to go for a walk. He left for a walk. He didn't come back.
Did he go on these walks like regularly, or was this like the first
No.
time he did this?
Not the first time, but it wasn't a common occurrence.
Do
You know,
you
maybe he's done
know-
it once or twice in the past 5 or 6 years.
Once or twice in the past 6 years, and obviously he's come back pretty recent, like regularly afterwards.
Yes.
Has your husband been stressed about anything recently?
She says, well, there was that whole thing about people destabilizing the population by taking out one of the most popular candidates. She kind of glares at you all.
Why was he stressed about that? That has nothing to do with him. The cannon wasn't even from his. Oh wait,
No, but he has support among the populace here. People were ranting and raving, saying that it was he was a part of the deep state that killed him. He's not even dead. I don't know why people are saying he's dead. He's just in jail.
Well, his spirit is dead.
You guys didn't kill him, right?
No, we didn't even see him yet.
We just broke his spirit.
Oh well, that's all right. Personally, I think he was an idiot.
Me too. That's
I mean,
why
I was supporting him, but that was just for appearances.
Of course. It was a difficult situation either way. Which is why we had to make it simpler.
Yeah. So do you know of anybody who would see your husband as a threat, apart from the obvious, like some candidates or the union?
She thinks about it and she says, I mean, the list is so long, but you've got the same list as I do. There's nobody on there like, no deep-seated grudges from the past. Nothing that wouldn't be public, she says.
And you all have a pretty good relationship with the staff that works around here?
Yes. We do a good job to reward loyalty.
Okay. So, you say that you were the last person who saw him, but do you know if there were any like
on the grounds?
Yeah. Do you know if there were any like staff working like late last night? Like maybe someone wanted to do some like trimming in the garden or anything like that? Because I know the butler was awake, but he was away from the two of you, and the guards were on duty somewhere. But do you know of anyone else who would have been around during that time? Do you have like surveillance available here or anything?
There were guards on patrol, but none of them saw him.
Okay. So when he went on his walk that one time 5 years ago, did he tell you where he went? Did he just say that he was wandering around the garden? Did he go anywhere special?
I didn't ask.
Fair enough.
I'm very tempted. Highs or lows, guys?
I'm gonna vote lows.
Oh fuck! I was gonna ask. I know we've been asking when's the last time you saw him, but when's the last someone saw you for you?
Nunu, are you trying to like?
Nah. They are inebriated. It would have been fun.
Okay then. How do we know that you're not the one who caused him to disappear?
She says, well, If he disappears, I have to go back to the deep, and I lose out on all of this money. We have no children yet, so it's not like I would, be in charge of a regency. So it would go to one of his extended family members. So I'd basically lose everything. If I was going to kill him, I'd probably try and get something more out of it.
Wait. What? When did you guys get married?
That was about 7 years ago.
Oh, okay. Not like that long ago. How young does she appear to be, by the way?
Early 30s. It's definitely like unusual that she doesn't have kids, but not necessarily unheard of.
Yeah.
In most like noble family, like another thing to remember is that they are drow, so her actual age could be much higher than that. And both of them were drow. So like 7 years of marriage is a very, very short period of time.
Yeah, I yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, these guys. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, I just looked up what drow look like again. They're like kind of dark elves, basically.
They are dark
Yep.
elves.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
That's their entire gimmick.
They're like
I always
dark elves.
use them with dryads, and that's why I'm always super confused.
It's
So I'm like,
the most undrowly thing I've ever heard.
I know. I just get them confused. The name sounds very druidy, not very elvy.
Fair. To be fair, I've also heard it pronounced the dro.
Yeah.
Which causes my ears to spike up in a flight or fight response.
Okay. Point taken. I can see that you wouldn't have any motivation to kill him yet, or to make him disappear. You wouldn't get anything out of it besides just exiting this marriage. But, it would make more sense to. I feel you, girl. I feel you. The struggle's real. There's no reason. There would be no reason to get rid of him yet. You make a very compelling argument.
Okay, and there wasn't anything that he left behind, was there? Like, there wasn't just like a random letter in his study, anything like that?
He says nothing that was out in the open. I mean, we haven't fully rummaged through all of his things yet, mostly because, it's not really our place. Like if he wanted something to be found, we would have found it already, and it hadn't been.
Do you mind if we take a look around his office?
She says, I mean, I'd have to limit you from going through certain things. I don't think you'd be able to find anything. Like, obviously, I don't want to give you access to our personal safe or important information. There's a lot of that we have every right to keep secret and keep safe from members of other counties. Obviously, we'll agree to any warrants that the consortium puts out, but you guys don't really have the authority to look through his study.
We can't look at all.
Okay.
I mean, she'll take you to walk around. She says, but she's not going to let you rummage through drawers or look through papers and that kind of stuff.
Damn. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, we'll take you around the house. We'll show you things, but I'm not going to let you ransack the place.
Damn it.
All right. So can we at least walk into the study really quickly?
Yeah.
All
She gets up, stumbles a little bit, and then walks over, and brings you to the study. It's fairly modest. A lot of the other things in here were like, kind of opulently carved out of stone and rock. Whereas this is a little bit more confined. It's got a desk, it's got some bookshelves, it's got some like filing cabinets and that kind of stuff. And then it's got in a room next to it, you see a couple of other desks where you're assuming things like clerks and maybe a secretary would sit during the normal day.
Okay, I would like to magic awareness in this area, just to like see if there's anything like magical around that isn't behind total cover.
Yeah, it's total cover that prevents it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everything in the room is behind total cover.
Well, no, so like that would mean like things like inside the drawers wouldn't trigger, but like something like a book on the bookshelf would.
Yeah, so like you said that there were like connecting rooms, so I would just like stand in the space between the two rooms and just do it.
Mm-hmm. Highs or lows?
Highs.
So you get like a little bit of like a magic ping from like things like sending slates. You get like a couple of like things that you're like, oh, that kind of feels like it might be like like magic seals and that kind of stuff. It's all like very mundane office magic stuff. Nothing juicy.
Okay.
Mundane magics.
Yep.
Pretty common shit.
You guys are all walking around with a sending slate. That's a magic cell phone. Yep, it's mundane.
Yep.
Just the most boring magic,
Is there anything on his desk? Is there any like papers or anything?
There is some stuff on top of the desk. You can see it. It's all normal bureaucratic stuff. It looks like he was working on like setting up for the announcement for who the new candidate was going to be. But it doesn't have anything like who he was going to pick or that kind of stuff. It just looks like venue kind of things.
Interesting. What can I do? Can I like insight to see if there's anything like suspicious in the room? Like
That would be a perception check because
okay.
you could theoretically also do an investigation check, but the problem is that they're not going to give you enough time to do a full investigation check, so it just have to be perception.
Yeah, let's see if there's any like weird, out of place, secret passage bookcases or other weird things. Let's see.
Can I also perceive?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Advantage because we're very investigating right now.
I made a Kolchak the Night Stalker reference that turned into a fucking serial killer reference.
You
will never let it down.
You guys see on the wall. It looks like he's got a like a fist mounted on the wall. It's not very impressive.
Real quick, I'm gonna use knowledge of past life to help me with investigation.
So you don't have a time to do a full investigation, so you would have to use a perception.
Oh, it's perception. Okay.
Yep.
Never mind then. I'll roll.
Yeah, investigation is if you knock the lady out and actually search through everything.
Yeah, no, change that 14 into a 17 then. Yeah, it's plus 3. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like all of the information that's here has already been kind of picked through. If you wanted to get more information out of the office, you're gonna need to like find a way to tear the place apart, basically.
Can we? Does anyone have a sleep spell?
I don't think it's worth knocking out the governors or the bear, whoever the fuck.
Wait, I can just cast suggestion.
Counts.
What are we doing? I can literally just cast suggestion.
But then they know that happened, or what?
I don't think so. Well, let me check it again. But I don't think
They figure it out once it's over.
Yeah, we just have to run away before. Isn't it last for like 400 years or am I?
No, it only
No.
lasts a day, and a year if you're casting it at like max level.
You can last a year? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's some Code Geass shit.
Actually, why haven't I done that as a fucking tabletop thing?
What, Code Geass?
No, just a lawsuit that occurs. Employer actually casts mass suggestion, has us work a year without
Yeah.
pay.
That's fun.
I find that hilarious.
Yeah, no, like the suggestion spell on villains is very, very good.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. Am I technically a villain for what I did to Basil?
Well, that's what everybody was telling you as you were doing it.
Anyway, it all worked out. I was secretly the hero the entire time.
All right.
Keep telling yourself that.
I don't know. I don't know how much mileage we'll really get out of suggesting her.
Yeah, not really much.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last. It's not gonna have good results in the long term.
Yeah.
I
In
suppose
the short term, it might be really beneficial.
in the short term might be really beneficial. You know what? Fuck it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Damn it. Fine. Unless.
Don't do it.
You guys see Basil coming up behind her with like holding his staff like a bat, like about to hit her in the back of the head, and then you guys just like shake your head no, and he like slowly puts it down.
Okay, so if we can't find anything in the study proper, why not go to where he said he was going to go, the garden?
You want to go out into the garden?
Yeah.
So she doesn't come out with you to the garden, but she does lead you to it. She says, "You guys have free reign of the grounds. Guards have already been informed." And garden is an interesting way to kind of put this. It doesn't really have a lot of foliage because all of the light is artificial. You see that they have some like rudimentary magical lights set up in different parts. They have a couple of like glowing crystals and rocks that kind of make up most of the area of the garden. As you're walking, like it's like the whole area is carved into rock. So you're walking on stone, and then in certain places where there's where they've got light in that particular area, it looks like they brought in earth and soil, and they have some like flower beds and some fruits and vegetables. But most of the area is actually mostly carved rocks and stones. None of them are particularly designed to look like sculptures, although it's very obvious they all were cut and made to be clean. They're not designed to look like anything except for the fact that they're well chiseled rocks. Some of them you can assume are of different types. You see, one, a couple of them are even labeled. You have one that has, like, this has a huge amount of copper. Copper is useful for blah blah blah. And so it's kind of like more of like a prestige thing, it's mining. But there are actual plants here kept alive with artificial lights.
Okay. So before we start like looking around here, I do want to use my last magic awareness, just to like make sure that there's not like just something glaringly obvious just like around other than like these lights.
Highs or lows?
Can we get much higher?
So high.
Get much higher.
So besides all of the other obvious the magical mundane, that's already been listed, you do get a ping from a nearby bush, and give me a second here. Let's see here. So you find a ring that was left in the earth by nearby some flowering plants. You pick it up. The ring is made of stone and is decorated with four black gems that are kind of like along the side, and then a piece of metal with a seal of what looks to be a noble house on it. It's like a signet ring.
Okay.
And it is giving off some magical energy.
Does anybody have identify? I'll be like, hey, I just found this ring over here.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'll give it to Lunu.
Lunu takes a look. Casts identify as ritual.
So it has two magical effects on it. One is that like if you use the signet ring to like make an indent in something, like in like a wax seal or something, in addition to the like the actual physical fact that it's like leaving a seal, it also leaves a magical residue that can be traced back to this specific ring. So that way, any seal made with this ring, you would know was made by this ring if you knew what you were looking for. You would assume that this is probably something that a lot of these signet rings probably have for nobility, like on official documents, that kind of stuff, in order to make sure that there's not forgeries and that kind of stuff. But then the other thing is that it adds a +1 to the wearer's armor class, and it requires attunement.
Can I possibly get that? That sounds really nice, actually.
Hold on, we need to know who this ring belonged to.
Probably our counts. Let's be real here.
Yeah. So like, let's figure this out. I don't know if it's cursed or not. Does it identify like reveal a curse?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Here's the thing. We can eat. I know exactly. If you give me the ring, I know exactly how we can test this. All we have to do is go up to the study again and check it with the seals on other documents.
Or we can ask his wife if it's his.
Or just that too. Also, we're.
You would assume that if it was his, they'd probably ask for you to give it back.
Oh, never mind. We're not asking that. We're going to just compare it to the documents ourselves. Hey man, I would love to have another PC so I don't get killed by bubbles again. And I don't mean the candidate. I mean the physical, watery, soapy bubbles.
I mean, you and me both, sister.
Hey.
I mean, I'm a little bulky, but I was getting cut.
None of these bitches bathe.
Look, we could roll it off.
We can figure it out. We'll figure it out later. I want to see what like it. I want to see like if it's one of their rings first. Like so, like let's see if we can get back into the study so that we don't really have to show it off. Sure, but
Would I have possibly noticed, since I was looking through the documents, would I have noticed what the seals look like on the documents?
Roll me a history check.
God, why'd you have to make history? Fuck is
Because
proficient.
that's the correct check for you to do it with.
God damn it.
If you
Ow.
so here's the thing is actually there are a couple of other ones that you could use.
Wow.
If you had like a tool proficiency, like the calligrapher, you could use the calligraphy toolkit. I would definitely allow that. Do you have that?
I do not.
Okay.
okay. So like, let's
yeah,
not say that
so-
we found a ring. Let's just ask the wife, "Hey, does your husband have a ring?" Or like, what does your like seal look like?
No, just after the seal. Just after the seal.
Yeah, what does your seal look like?
Yeah, you're able to find it and compare. The seals are almost identical, but there is actually a slight difference. The seal you have here has uh, three gemstones, or three. So it like not actual gemstones, but like it looks like they're carved into the seal. It has three, whereas the current seal that you see on there has four.
Okay, so I'll ask. So like the current one is the one on the ring, or the
Well, no. So they're both individual things. They're almost identical. And this would be something that you would know that like a lot of times, like when a family like splits, they'll have if like one particular branch kind of becomes independent, they'll kind of make their own flag that's very similar to the main family flag, and they'll be kind of like a branch off. You're not sure if which one's the branch off and which one's the original though. They're definitely like of the same family, but you get the feeling that this signet ring is from a different lineage or different thing around.
A rival branch.
So it wouldn't necessarily mean that it wasn't the count, but if it was the count, it probably was not in use as an official signet ring.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? So I guess it's possible that it's of a separate branch of the family.
Yeah,
Well,
it could also be like a family member of his.
Exactly.
So like,
we should ask the butler.
yeah, we should ask about their family members.
Let's ask the butler about that, because he would know, because he's been here since the grandfather was here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that means he would have been here for all of these events if they happened any time recently, which it probably has.
I will say once we do this little spiel with the butler, I'm gonna wind down for a break.
Yeah.
Just in order to keep that on everybody's mind. So you guys go to the butler. What do you ask him?
Are there any other branches of the family that broke off at any point? And are there any of them whose royal seal only has 3 gems in the design instead of 4?
He starts talking to George about Jolly Rogers.
George, ask him the question!
Sure, hey, buddy, Eddie, that's cool and all, but we managed to find this in our little investigation prep for Blair.
Why would you show him the ring?
Don't give him the ring. Don't give him the ring.
Okay,
No.
don't give him the ring.
Literally,
Just say that.
You say you found like a
We found
like a flag that's very similar.
found a flag very similar to the
Yeah.
family seal. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that.
Yeah, he says, "Ah, yes, the Jolly Rogers of the nobility."
Sure.
Go on.
So he goes through and he says, "Well, so this is from the one with the 3 gemstones on the family crest is from the main branch of the family, and they are, nobles here as well, but due to some succession rules and some backing uh, when Count Maze's grandfather um, took the countyship. It was a little bit of a tumultuous period, into where the cousin of the grandfather was also seen as being the quote unquote rightful heir, but with the backing of the deep, the right person was put on the throne. He says.
So this. Okay, wait. So the 4 gem 1 is not the main family branch, then. So this is not the main family branch, the one that owns this castle.
Yeah, they're the branch family. It seems like what he explains as he goes into a little bit more detail is that there was a succession crisis and the branch family took over. And these are drows, so this was a long time ago, and it seems like this family that was able to kind of take over has really been able to hold on to power because they have the deep backing them.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
And that's why someone like Viscosity has a lot of influence and power here.
Right. Okay.
All right. So then, where is the main family? Like, where is their main residence?
They have a residency here as well. They're just now a baron instead of a count, so they're just a lesser noble house.
Okay.
There wouldn't happen to be any grudges between the houses.
Oh yeah, they don't talk.
I think we found our answers.
I mean,
I think we found primary suspect number 1.
Yeah, we got a bit of a
champ.
Where's their abode? I guess. Where is their?
Where they usually hang out.
He hands you a map. The maps here are like really confusing because you have to deal with the fact like there's like elevation and that kind of stuff. So they basically like whenever one of these people I say they hand you a map, they literally like take a map and like kind of like give you like a direct like list of instructions on where to go. It's not quite like a map and where it's like it's like how in the ancient times you'd print out the instructions
like
the
OG
old
one?
MapQuest.
Yeah, and then you'd have it on a piece. It's kind of like that. They're like, go to this location and then turn here, and then walk this far and then turn here, because it's kind of hard to put a 3-dimensional cave structure on a map that someone who doesn't live in a 3-dimensional cave for their entire life can understand.
Metroid Prime tried and failed.
So basically, for them, the easiest way to go is to go out into the water and then swim, because you have to go through all of these other tunnels in order to get to the barony that they currently control. Basically, one of the glass domes that kind of like litter the side of it, one of them is controlled by this subfamily.
Okay. on.
All right.
Our answer.
There's our answer. You've been very swell.
Wait, what was his name again? The
Yeah.
butler?
No, we never
Yeah,
got your name,
Ross.
friend. We never got your name, friend. Before we go, can we get a name to you?
Yes. Oh,
Oh boy.
The
Okay.
give me a
band is
second
My name is Yes.
here. Um.
And my other fellow butlers. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one. He says his name is
Roger Brown.
no, he says that his name is Persimmon.
Is what?
His
Persimmon?
name is Persimmon.
Nice.
What was the wife's name?
Huh?
What was the countess's name?
Oh, you never asked.
Yeah, that's the butler. What's the
Yeah.
countess?
Yeah, what is the lady's name before we go? Just so we have a list of potentials. We're not accusing the lady of anything drastic. It's just
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
did-
give me
you
a
did
second here.
You did say it was a loveless marriage.
you did say though it was a really loveless marriage. Only there for the money,
For the politics, yeah.
the politics.
Neapolitan ice cream.
Sorry, I'm like going through the next because I didn't have a name for her. And a couple of funny ones came up. I don't even know why that's listed here.
That's why you should go with it.
Yeah, her name is Olive.
That's cute. I like this. This is good.
Oh, alright.
Wait, what's the count's name again?
Maze.
Oh, yeah, it's Maze. Maze and Olive. Oh, they're both like plant vegetables.
They're both oils.
Yeah.
But we're about to find out that some oils don't mix. Lunu. Sunglasses.
That's most oils.
Some of it is most.
Sunglasses, Lunu.
I left them at home.
Damn.
They
that's where we had the session. Just end it there.
But yeah, so I feel like this is a good breaking point. You guys have two leads now. You saw him go that way, and there's a whole nother family here. That's interesting.
I hope that doesn't come into conflict with us.
Yep.
Boy, sure would be wild if we thought another family, a group of nobles trying to do conspiracy.
Well, we do have two leads, but we also have one ring.
And
You do
nothing
have
stopped
the
it.
ring.
So,
To
Cinna,
them all.
do you want to just leave this up to chance? A good old-fashioned roll to the death.
I mean, sure, why not?
All right, D100.
We should probably plug while this is happening.
All right, are you ready for the D100? We'll do it on 3. Or on 1,
Okay.
whatever. 3, 2...
We didn't choose what side is what, though.
Oh, the higher number.
For who?
What?
Wait, what? What are we trying to do?
We're both rolling D100. Whoever rolls higher wins.
Oh, okay. I
So,
thought it was like highs or lows.
Yeah, no. So hover your thing over the D100, and then when I say go, after I say 1, we both roll.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Fuck! 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, you already went.
Yeah, I went. So, like, it's like whatever. But
Why did you go again?
I don't know, just
You
because.
told him to. It had a delay. All right, all right. Roll one more time. This time I'll count.
Okay.
All right.
What the fuck is
All right.
happening?
They're rolling because in order to determine which one of them gets the ring.
Okay.
At least that's my understanding, right? Or
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you also could like, sell the ring and then divide the money up evenly,
We could, but that's an extra AC for nothing.
Yeah, but like,
or
that's
have
this is
one
gambling.
person
I like
give the other
gambling.
person money to avoid anything for it. But anyway,
I feel like if I was
so
Fetty, I would be like, I should have the ring because I gave you Carl's Bane or something. But like, I want to gamble.
But you also got the anchor. It's just I got Carl's Bane, no one else could really use it.
Yeah.
all right, 3, 2, 1, press.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
That
You
definitely
got
won't
50 and
cause.
51.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
that definitely won't cause Blair significant problems down the line. Wearing a
Anyway.
signet ring of a royal family they're not a part of.
Not
Yeah.
with that attitude.
Anyway,
I can't marry into wealth, riches, and fame, and then just
you're
kill.
not even married. You're a single mom.
Yeah, but I could become not single, and then become single again. Wink. After inheriting everything.
No, man, I can't believe Blair is in the fucking scumbag version of Knives Out.
What? What is this ring called?
It's a fucking signet ring.
Well, it's a signet ring, but what is it called so I can add it to my items?
The Count May signet ring. Used
yeah,
by Blair
just signet ring +1.
to try.
Family name? Is it
Huh?
May? Or what is
What?
the actual? What's the actual family name?
So Maze is his technically his last name, but it's also kind of like he doesn't really have like a first name either. It's kind of weird how they do it here. So the side family, or I guess technically the main root family, is the wheat family.
Okay.
You get the wheat signet ring.
Oh,
Yep.
ring. Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I'm Booshless Connar / your friend, confidant, lover. Join the Discord. Follow me on
Question
Twitter.
mark?
Follow me on Twitter. Boosh at Conjoin Artists. Join the Discord of Conjoin Artists. Be my friend. We'll hang out, have fun, do a little dance. Austin, plug yourself.
Yeah. Hi, this is Austin with you can find me at octo_os where I exist. And that's all that matters. Steven.
Steven? Ooh, hi.
Steven and the penises.
Hi. I'm Venty, aka 1Venty79, Venty179, or on YouTube now, I'm just Venty. You can, I play Blair Audina. And, those are the places I already said you can find me at. Or 79 on Twitter while the site still exists, somehow. Over to Tasura!
Yeah, hi, I'm Tasura. I often go by the alias Bree Peastink. But you can find me at Twitter. You can find me on Tumblr.
That's a callback. That's an inside joke if I've ever heard one. Continue.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Tumblr. You can find me like on the side of the street somewhere selling my wares. But yeah, I'll pass it over to Tom.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
Everyone else is gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Today I am going to plug getting a duck. Just don't have carpet. If you know why, it means you've thought about having a duck before.
They're very good.
And that's my plug for today. Also, I hope that brick meteor that was captured didn't have aliens on it, because that could derail this whole campaign. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Oh no!
Good
Rip Cat.
night. Good night.
Rip aliens.
Good night.